have something called Brown Connect. Do people have heard of that? Good. You can go onto Brown Connect as an alum, and you can say that you're offering preferred internships to Brown students, right?
Can you get in trouble for that?
Nope. Nope. It's not saying that there's a quota or they're hardwired. It's just saying they're preferred, and you're gonna like take a really careful look at them. You can also, if you want, support Brown Connect through the annual fund. And what that does is it gives Link Awards, which are awards that let students do internships, or even give them summer earnings waivers. So if they have financial aid that says they have to earn a certain amount every summer and they have a low paid internship, they can do that. I'll give you an example. This is not a West Coast example, but I'm sure there are plenty of them. When we first started Brown Connect, one of the things that really inspired me to move forward on this was I got an email from a student, and this was actually a student from LA, and she had been offered an internship in the White House. And she wrote to me and she said, I can't do this, right? My family can't afford a plane ticket. I can't afford an apartment. How can I possibly think about taking this internship? And, we actually got her the money. We got her the funding. I paid for it out of my budget. But Brown Connect is really designed to make it possible to level the playing field so that all students, no matter what their means, can take internships. But we need the alumni and the parents to help find the opportunities for students. So if anybody can help with that, it's incredibly important. I don't know how, yeah.
I just want to say a word. If there's anybody who's even contemplating that, feel free to give me a call or reach out to me through our website or whatever, because I do get requests every so often from Brown students that are looking for positions in this area. And I've been able to get a few interviews, for example, with Schwab and companies like that, and there is a need, and it'd be great if any of you are thinking of such a thing, either sponsoring or whatever. Just feel free to let me know.
So the number of students who have internships has just gone up really pretty quickly over the last 3 years. But what happens is the more internships we provide, the more students are applying. So there's a lot of pent-up demand, and we still have a lot of catch-up to do. That's a great program.
California in particular, more and
Yeah.
more students want to find full-time positions in California and SoCal.
When they graduate.
When they graduate, and
So they
having
want
those
the internship.
internship opportunities that set them up for
Absolutely.
that and give them a chance to really explore what that
Yeah.
might look like is critical.
Yeah. So thank you, but that's important. Yes?
Was that Brown Connect, was that developed by a Brown student, wasn't it?
No, that was developed out of my office.
Oh.
I hired some Brown students to develop it.
Do you know what I'm thinking about?
Ever true, I think.
Ever true, right? No, that's a different one.
Brent Grinner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with the idea of the middle income, when athletics, my brother and I went to Brown 05 and 03, and we're in that group that never would have made it without the package. So it's like you were speaking to me. When you talk about the lifetime of being on a different path because you chose Brown, 100%. The example is everything that we experienced from doing that. And I guess I have a plan to come to campus, and it goes along with your idea of impacting the world. It goes along with making athletics better, and it goes along with bringing Brown into the forefront. So I don't know if everybody saw what Dartmouth did with the little tackling dummy robot, and they got to be on the Super Bowl commercials.
I'm sorry, I don't watch the Super
That's
Bowl.
okay. So it's funny when you're like, sorry about athletics, guys. Because what I love about Brown is,
I only watch if the Steelers are in.
Right. But we were football players, but no one really cared. It was all about, are you a student
Yeah.
first? And that's what I do like about the school. It wasn't that, oh, you can do whatever you want, you're a football player. It was almost like, you need to work twice as hard
Yeah.
because you're a football player. We'll hold that against you,
Yeah.
which is good. So I guess I saw that commercial, and then Dartmouth students developed a little robot so you could move the tackling dummy around so that the players would have to hit each other less.
Yeah.
It's all about concussions.
Oh, I know this. This is the concussion thing.
Mhm.
So yes, in fact, I talked to the president.
So I'm not trying to make a pitch here.
Yeah.
We have our own little concussion prevention product. slurry, it's a nutritional thing, so instead of better helmet, better field, different rules, this is the first thing that actually addresses what's going on inside the brain.
Mhm.
And my goal is to have Brown be the first school that has it, to take it to the forefront, to go national before we go to FIFA, and the NHL, and the NFL. And I'm just wondering, if you're very close with the athletic director, that makes me happy. We were gonna go to Phil
Yeah.
and set up a meeting and try and coordinate. I don't just want it to be Phil, which I'm sure he could make the commercial and do what they did at Dartmouth, but I would like it to be more of a Brown entrepreneurial, athletic, kind of
Yeah.
interdisciplinary touch of,
Yeah.
Business and medicine.
So come back to campus, talk to Phil,
okay.
talk to Jack Hayes, but you may also want to do, I mean, the other two groups that are very interested in concussion, one is some of the people who are in the Brown Institute for Brain Science.
Mhm.
Concussion is a big issue.
Yeah.
And the other is in the Nelson Center for Entrepreneurship, which is just, really doing a lot to foster innovation among students, but also among younger alumni. So
Yeah,
we can
you-
talk
it's
about
like
that
you were
offline
talking-
if you want.
I'd love that. It
Yeah.
was like you were speaking to me up there. I'm like, this is very exciting, so
Good.
I just hope to be able to give back.
Thank you.
I would love to be a part of that full circle of find that next middle income athlete that wants to go to Brown.
Thank you. And not get a concussion while he's there.
A
Yes.
bunch of them.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about the data science discipline that I've been reading a bunch about? I was a computer science major.
Right.
Still in software, so that's a
Yeah.
very interesting field for me. Can you talk a little bit more about
So,
that?
so yeah, I mean, the Data Sciences Initiative builds on, and, Brown, if you look, you say historically, where has Brown been great? It's math, applied math, computer science, and then more recently, biostatistics, which is in the School of Public Health. So, data sciences, there's a number of data science programs at different universities. And what we did was we got the chairs of these 4 departments, biostats, math, applied math, CS, to come in and said, look, what can we do that's different in data sciences, that's really distinctive and that builds on Brown's strengths? And the thing that's interesting is when you look at data sciences at other universities, they're called data sciences, but they tend to be single discipline focused, right? They're either just applied math, or they're just computer science, or they're just stats. So what we're doing is building a program where there's now a master's program in data sciences. It's a 1-year master's, and the idea is that students at Brown from lots of different concentrations, they can be in one of these 4 departments, or they could be in economics or anything, can come and do a 1-year capstone in data sciences, which will prepare them for lots of different jobs, many different jobs. There's also growing work in different areas, substantive areas that I think are going to be important. One is in cybersecurity. The new vice president for research at Brown is a woman named Jill Pfeiffer, and she is a cryptographer. So she's built in math. She's a pure mathematician, but she's working with people in computer science and a lot of really interesting things in cybersecurity. So that's one area. The other area that they're doing a lot of work in data sciences is on brain science. And we're actually going to co-locate data sciences and the computational side of brain sciences in the same building, because they're doing so much work together. And when you think about it, the data that's coming out of research on brain science is incredible, right? It's massive amounts of data. And you need very sophisticated people and algorithms, and it's not my field. I'm an economist, so I sort of know data, but not the way these guys know data, to really analyze and make sense of it. The final thing I would say is the idea, so you have this sort of core, and I think we'll have an undergraduate concentration in addition to the master's program, but what the data science faculty group is very committed to is developing courses that will be accessible to students from across the university. So that if you are a humanist, right, and you want to do work in digital humanities, you you want to analyze data from ancient maps, right? And there's people who are doing that. You should be able to take courses through the Data Sciences Initiative to learn how to do that. So that, again, we just increase, and part of the strategic plan was increase data and digital fluency throughout all of our students. That's one of the, so there's this very specialized, highly intensive research goals, but there's also this much broader goal for the university. I think it's great. I'm excited about it.
I think we have time for one more.
One more question.
Yeah.
Yes.
This isn't really a question, it's a comment. I'm having a very kind of emotional moment here. You said that the, what I will still call the new curriculum, started 50 years ago. So
Yeah.
51 years ago, I participated in bringing about the new curriculum. And it had a huge impact on my life. One of the things that I learned from doing that, you know, the rest of the country, the campuses were resorting to violence, the students. Brown was unique because Ira Magaziner was a pacifist, and he worked through the system. And I learned from that you can affect change if you work through the system, and that's something that has affected the rest of my life. So those of us that did that, we're all turning 70 this year. And, you know, 70's a year, like it's a shock. And it makes you sort of face mortality. And I must say, it's really wonderful to be 70 and hear you saying that the open curriculum is still so important to Brown. And that's something that has continued all this time. And I guess I just want to thank you for
Oh, well, I should
for
thank you
that.
for Yeah, I mean, you know, dating the actual start of the open curriculum is, so I think you were working when it was being developed, and
Yeah.
then it was implemented, I think, the next year,
I
so we're
was in
dating
the
it.
Ira Magaziner's class, the
Yeah,
class of
yeah.
69.
Exactly, and Elliot
We'll have our
Maxwell.
50th reunion in 2 years.
Yes, exactly. So we're looking for actually a very good way to celebrate
Yeah.
the open curriculum. Maud Mandel, who's the dean of the college, who's been at Brown for a long time and she's one of the biggest advocates. She's working with a group of alumni to figure out, you know, what should we do? Because this is so distinctively Brown. It's so important. It's still the single biggest draw of students to the university, right? If you ask them why they come to Brown, they say this. And so it's something we need to celebrate. So thank you. Yeah.
Thank you very much, President Paxson. That was a great note to end tonight's discussion. Thank you, Judy. And Judy, by the way, gave a talk on the new curriculum a couple of years ago. Very well attended talk. Anyway, we have until 9 o'clock. I would say we should probably wrap it up within the next 15, 20 minutes. So enjoy yourselves. Please talk. And there's food left and everything. So thank you very much for coming, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that.